أن الرد الصاروخي الإسرائيلي
The Israeli
متوقع
response is
أن يكون
expected
متفق عليه
to
خاصة بعد
be
اتفاق
agreed
الرئيس
upon,
بايدن
especially
مع
when
نتنياهو
President
بالأمس
Biden
أن
agreed
الأهداف
on this
محددة
with Netanyahu
بالراعي
yesterday.
الأمريكي
The goals
لأن
are
الأمريكي
specific
والإيراني
for
لا
the
يريدان
American
التصعيد
auspices
متفقين على
because
عدم
both of
التصعيد
them, the
لكنهم
American and the
بحاجة إلى
Israeli, both
ضوابط
agreed on and not to
صاروخية بين
escalate.
الطرفين
However, they need
لردة
missile control
الاعتبار
between
لإسرائيل
both parties
وأن الرد
for
المحتمل
restoring the
على
dignity of
إيران
Israel. So the
سيكون
possible response to Iran
مجمع الحرس الرئاسي أو
will
الحرس الثوري أو
target the
بعض
Revolutionary
المنشآت
Guard or
الاقتصادية
some
أو
economic
بعض القواعد
institutions and
العسكرية
establishment or
ولن
some military
يكون
bases.
أكثر من ذلك.
It will not
المنشآت
exceed this.
النفطية خطر
The
على
oil
أسعار
establishments
البترول
will
ويؤثر على
pose a
الانتخابات
danger
الرئاسية
to the prices
لديمقراط.
of oil and will
وبالنسبة
affect the
للمنشآت النووية
presidential
لن
elections.
تستطيع
As for the
إسرائيل
nuclear
رماية
establishments,
هذه الأهداف
Israel will
لوحدها
not be able to
بحاجة
target them
إلى
on its
مدمرة
own.
طائرات
Planes like
ولكنها لا تستطيع
52.
إصابة
But
هذه المنشآت
Israel alone
تحت
cannot
المدن
target these
بعمق
establishments
كبير.
with great
وبالتالي
depth.
أن الرد سيكون
Hence,
متبادل
the response will be
وضمن ضوابط
reciprocated and within
وضمن
controls
عدم الأضرار الكثيرة
while not
ولكنه
causing
لحفظ
too
الوجه
many damages,
للطرفين.
but it's to save the dignity of both parties.
Right, Mr. Baluji, how effective do you believe a military strike would be disturbing or disrupting Iran's nuclear ambitions?
We can think, it's early to think about these things. We are in the first phase of the response. Iran will try impose and improve its conditions like Hezbollah in Hezbollah's arena and Jabalia also, and in other parts in Syria and Iraq and Yemen. So, yesterday, the Iranian Minister of Foreign Affairs was in Saudi Arabia and he announced that he offers for peace. And 2 days ago, he visited Qatar and got $6 or $7 billion. And in Lebanon, the Minister of Foreign Affairs is condemning not the lack of implementation of 1701. Hence, Iran has double standards to protect its establishments from military strike. The qualitative missiles in Lebanon will only be used after the Israeli attack. Thus, the danger of escalation in the front in Lebanon and the rise of goals, because the goals will be qualitative with larger damages when the missile response is style by Israel. I believe that there will be escalation in Gaza, Syria, and Lebanon, and some parts when the missile response will start. And based on the Iranian response, the path of the battle in the future will be determined in the Middle East. But I believe that there will be no expanded war or comprehensive war up till now.
Now, Mr. Baluji, let me here ask you and pinpoint our finger on some of the points that you spoke about. Now, from your point of view, what would be the broader implications for the region if Israel proceeds with a military attack on Iran, and how will that reflect on the whole region, particularly the already hard-hit areas like, for instance, Gaza and Lebanon?
Of course, the parts or the arms are linked to each other, are linked to the response of Iran. This is clear in Lebanon. The infrastructure of Hezbollah are destroyed. their leaders are also killed, and there are also hacking in the communication. So it's a great hit that is very painful to Hezbollah, but the response of Hezbollah was not at the up to the expected level to keep a parallel deterrent similar to Israel's. Israel is controlling by air and by continuous striking to the Lebanon front. Parallelly, they are sieging the borders of Lebanon. So the goals are being escalated, and the escalation is expected to increase, and it will be affected by the Iranian response. We are waiting the quality or the type of the Iranian response after the Israeli strike, and the Israeli strike will not be painful to Iran. This is clear from the statements of the Iranian officials and Netanyahu and yesterday's phone call. The battle will be equal at a certain level. The escalation of battles in Lebanon depends on the Iranian response.